What I don't want to do is take over the kitchen as well and land myself in trouble, even more trouble, that is, with the station manager. Plus, when you're in the kitchen, it's too obvious that you're not doing things like painting doors or skirting boards or the 101 other jobs that I should have been doing since last November. G8ITB M0JCF in the group with M7NAJ and M0KUK.
India, Tango Bravo. Yeah, I'll leave you to it and just listen then. But on the other hand, you could always watch some of those videos by Mike M0MSN, where he does all his building in the kitchen, and use that as a bit of a hint. You never know, it might work, or on the other hand, you might need first aid from G8ITB.
G8ITB. Well, it's quite handy then that both me and my wife are, well, she's registered as a first aider because of her being a childminder. Mine's lapsed now, but yeah, that might be quite handy. Anyway, I'll hand it round to Nathan. By the way, you was plus 30 to me, Richard. Very nice signal. I'm using the Trio TS 700G, the old analogue rig that I got a few weeks ago and repaired, and I've had on the air pretty much continuously for the last couple of weeks. So round to you, Nathan. I don't know if you could hear Richard. He's more sort of over your way. M7NAJ M0JCF in the group.
Yeah, M7NAJ returning to the group. Good morning, Richard. You are 5 and 9 plus 10 dB to me, and I think you know roughly where I am, just off of Leeson's Hill. So yeah, you're coming through lovely and clear, crystal clear audio. Sounds absolutely fantastic. Mark, talking of those BV130s, well, I remember, I think there's 6 JB6s in them, but I can't remember, I think they got a pair of them in them, but I might be wrong. And just out of interest, the chap who is down in Sittingbourne, I'm only asking because my wife's from Sittingbourne, and there's a bloke who lives a couple of doors up from her that's an amateur radio user, and he's a G8. I don't suppose you know that chap's call sign, do you? I'm just curious if it's the same chap. I've never got to introduce myself to him. But he lives about 5 or 6 doors up from my in-laws. And I can see his long wire running down his garden. He's got a little X30 or something up as well, I believe. So, yeah, he's got a G8 call sign, if I remember rightly. But, yes, can't remember his name. I did look him up on QRZ, but I can't remember his name. Anyway, I won't waffle on for too long. I'll hand it back to you, Mark, because unfortunately I can't hear Yakov, and I'm not sure if he's still out there. So, M0JCF, M7NAJ with the group.
Yeah, M7NAJ M0JCF in the group, rambling on. Yeah, no problem. Now, do you know what? I don't know his call sign off the top of my head. He lives in a close, I can tell you that much. I don't want to give too much information away. But he lives in a close. But him and his wife are associated with the local scout group, and so that's why I'm always making donations to the scouts. As I say, he always gives this stuff away free, but I'm not. Well, I am quite mercenary, but I'm not that mercenary. You know, he does hint that you can have it for free, but a donation to the scouts would be nice. And so I always make a reasonable donation. And as I say, I said to him, look, the handhelds I'm going to pass on to my Cray Valley club members, because I haven't really, I've got so many handhelds and radios and that. And as I say, people are always giving stuff, like Richard, always giving stuff away. So, you need to give something back sometimes. I'm quite aware that there are many takers in this world and less givers, and it doesn't always sit well with me, that little philosophy. It'd be nice if it was equal in both directions, but it doesn't have to be all one way, but it'd be nice if it was equal. But anyway, as I say, can't think. Well, I don't think I know his call sign. I've only ever dealt with him through social media and driving down to his house a couple of times. As I say, he lives in a close. The close begins with a B, and that's all I'll say, because I don't want to sort of have the world and his dog descending on him. I've told him, get in contact with me if you're giving more stuff away, because we've got lots of grateful recipients at my local club who could do with it. So that's the story. And as for Jakob, yeah, I'm sure he's hearing you, but I'll say you're plus 30 to me. But yeah, I did pass the message on that you couldn't hear him. Sorry, I had to get that the right way round then. And yeah, so Jakob, I think, was about to sign. Richard's going quiet. As I say, I only literally put the message out, you know, for a check on 70 centimeters, only because the radio worked well on 2 meters yesterday. So I put out a call on 145500, and absolutely no problem. Somebody mobile in Orpington came back to me, and I thought, well, we know it works, you know, putting out 4 watts, and it sort of really didn't miss a beat. And then I noticed the push to talk was a little bit dodgy. So then I switched to 70 sems, as I say, put out a couple of calls on 433 500. And I gave up. Normally, I'll tell you, comes up on 70 sems, and he has done it a few times in the past to me, and that's Justin, G8ITB, but I would imagine that he's at work or something like that. As I say, it was an oddball time, really, for me to be faffing around just before 9 o'clock. I'd just taken my daughter to this station at Falcon Wood, dropped her off for a day's or a trip to London for a day's work in London, and then I've got to do the reverse at the end of the day. But that was it. I was just sort of kicking my heels. I thought, do you know what, I'll give it a quick go, and what better to ask the locals if they could jump on 70 sems. Anyway, I think I'll wrap it up unless anyone else has got anything they want to say, want to add. But as I say, I will get this Alinco working, and I will give it to you know, a deserving ham that maybe wants a dual bander. Or really, I suppose, you know, what I alluded to before, you know, if they're thinking, you know, I'd like to get into satellite communications, it's great for that, as I say, because you can transmit on one or the other of the bands, but you can receive on both bands. As I say, just like my Kenwood 731E. You know, so you know, you're meant to, aren't you, monitor your own transmission when going through a satellite. So yeah, it might be you know, an advantage to someone to have a quick play with, and if, you know, it doesn't suit them, they can move it on. Anyway, waffle over. I'll hand it round to you, Jakob. If you, I think you were alluding to the fact you was going to sign off, and I could contact you anytime during the day. I'm off to Greenwich Park anyway, so I won't be around for at least this morning until early afternoon, in which case I may well come and check HF. I haven't been on HF for a couple of days. I've done a bit of 40 metres, but 10 metres has been very, very quiet. Not a lot of sporadic E, and we're coming to the end of sporadic E season as well. But the good news is, obviously, as we come towards, we're talking about autumn already, as we're coming towards the autumn equinox, and, you know, like the North Americans will start coming in. I mean, from the last sort of September, October, right through to about April this year, it was just like CB radio. I couldn't get rid of Americans on 10 and 12 meters. You know, I was putting out call after call. In the mornings, it was mainly coming from the east, so like Russians, etc. But yeah, sort of from about 11 o'clock onwards, you know, as they were all getting out of bed, North Americans would come on, and gradually throughout the day I'd walk my way across America until I got to California. So I'm hoping that that all starts to pick up in sort of September-ish, maybe October. I'm off to the States in October as well, so I might be doing a bit of QRP. If I get the chance, I'll do a bit of QRP on 10 metres, 40 metres, and I'm going to try 2 meters, etc. while I'm over there. It'll be literally while my wife's in the shower, that sort of thing. It won't be a major part of my holiday, but it'll be an opportunity to use a W4/M0JCF out of Florida. It'd be nice to work, you know, some 10 meters and possibly local, you know, 40 meters. I'm going to take some dipoles with me and just see how it goes with just 5 watts. Anyway, I do ramble on, so I'll hand it round to you, Jakob, for any finals. It's almost like a Sunday net, this. It's great. M0KUK M0JCF in the group.
M0KUK returning. Yeah, I'm still here, but I think I need to put the antenna up. Definitely, the sooner the better, so I might use the weather. Temporarily, probably a flagpole in the back in the garden, but I'm thinking of moving that on the chimney. Don't have the ladder yet, so it needs to wait until then, and I still need to get the mount for the chimney probably to put it slightly higher. But yeah, all copied. I found a better spot. I hope that Nathan can hear me from this place. It's a different window on a different side of the building. So Richard came through, and Nathan, your signal improved much. Yeah, Mark, if you will be in Florida, I will be looking for you, definitely. I don't know, I probably need to build a vertical for 10 meters or something like that. Simply because right now with what I have, like the end fed, even though it's a good multiband, I can't make it work anywhere above 25 megs. So, and 21 megs is not that great as well. So, yeah, that's where we are. I need to play, we need to find some time to like tune things out, and I'll be back. Okay, don't want to ramble too much. Wish everyone 7-3. I hope that you guys enjoy the day. Even though it's not a net, it feels like a Sunday morning. Maybe it's the weather, maybe it's the holiday mood, or whatever. Mark, have a great walk in the Greenwich Park. It's a really nice park, I really like it, so say hello to the park from me as well. And not only good to hear you on the net, Richard as well. See you soon, guys. 7-3 from M0KUK.
Yeah, cheers for that, Jakob. And yeah, I like Greenwich Park. I've been going there ever since the 60s, when I was just like knee high to all the adults of the day. Okay, so round to G8ITB. Richard, you got any final thoughts or comments for the day? Otherwise, we'll go round to Nathan, and then I'll be wrapping up. And thanking everyone for the tests earlier. It was it gave me something to go on. G8ITB M0JCF in the group. No, Richard got bored. M7NAJ, Nathan, I don't know if Richard's walked away and he's now legging it back to his radio, or if he had other things to do. I know he said he was just going to go quiet and listen, so we'll take it as read that he's getting ready to sign off himself. Any final thoughts there, Nathan? M7NAJ, M0JCF in the group.
Returning to the group for some brief finals. Jakob, you were 3x3 to me in your new spot, so I just about got you there. Yeah, whatever that spot was, bang on. It certainly did the job. So happy days. No, I'll leave that, Mark. Apart from the only final being, it's not the same chap, because my in-laws live in a road, not a close, that begins with C, not B. So it's not the same chap, so there must be at least 2 amateur radio users in Sittingbourne. I'll leave it there, Mark, and say 7-3. Thank you for coming and having a chat. It's always nice to get the radio out and actually use it. So yeah, I will say 7-3 to you all, and I shall leave it there. M0JCF M7NAJ in the group.
Yeah, no problem, mate. And nice to see you the other day as well. You picked up the power supply, didn't you? I've forgotten about that. I do forget things. I forget things too bloody quickly and simply now. All right then, everyone. Thanks for the check earlier, and thanks for this impromptu net. It was actually quite interesting. I've made a video. The video started late, so I've got 15 minutes of the video. I'll put it on the YouTube, where I'll store all my other videos, so you can hear yourself waffling on as well. and I'll post up the link in the Yahoo groups email thingy McThing. All right then, M0 JCF is going clear. This frequency is now clear for use. Thanks everyone.